Okay, here we go. See that?
All
right.
Early Georgian blunderbuss. You can
right.
tell them by the fancy full side plates, the escutcheons, the beaver tail paddle carving, and without bayonets. These are early guns, 1760, 1770, 1780.
Okay.
The early ones. And they have lovely figured, mounts.
Okay. Cool.
Now those are early. See how highly articulated the locks are? The dramatic cock. The convex plate, the convex hammer.
Okay.
No bridle on the pan. Pretty early gun, about 1760.
You call it a bridle on the pan?
There's no bridle on the pan. See it?
Okay.
Okay.
That was made by who?
Henshaw.
Henshaw. Okay.
Henshaw of the Strand.
Okay.
Now, the late Georgian guns from 1790 up to 1820, you start to see them with the bayonets. They're simpler. Excuse me, we're just taking a picture.
Okay, so the bayonet means it's later.
This is a real early bayonet gun, one of the early ones.
Okay.
You see how early the form is here? It's got an early spring here.
Early spring, all right.
The early external spring. It's got a
early spring would be about February.
okay, and beautiful, full side plate.
Okay.
And a nice finial on the guard. On the guard.
Okay, I see that. Okay, there's the finial on the guard.
Yeah,
right.
and this is by Thomas Richards the Elder.
Okay, the mark is on there.
Yeah, Thomas Richards the Elder.
Okay, is it on
Here's
the barrel
one by his son. It's on the barrel. Here's one by his son. You
Right
can see
here?
it has no spring.
No spring in the band.
Yeah, no spring, and then the later blunderbusses, they don't have any side plates.
Oh, okay, no side plate.
No side plates.
Right.
And the mounts are much simpler.
Okay, no finial, no cute finial.
No,
anyway.
not as dramatic.
Okay.
So that's basically what you got there. Here's another late Georgian.
Another late Georgian one.
Same thing. Okay?
Okay. Very
Now,
good.
the Marshall blunderbusses, British series like these, the barrels on these are often much earlier.
Okay.
This barrel is probably off a gun. It's a Robert Harvey barrel. And it's probably off a gun from about 1720 to 1740. But the rest of the gun is about, I put it at about 1775 to 85.
Right.
Okay. This is American colonial lock matching, very typically of the Philadelphia Armory type locks that you see on some of the Committee of Safety Maryland guns. They're so-called Maryland Committee of Safety guns.
Are there marks we should see on this?
No, there are not. There are no proof marks on the barrel, and that's a genuine
American military. Okay.
That's Liège. French at the time, now of course Belgium, because there was no. It has an interesting brand on it. It looks like a colonial brand. That might mean it's a militia brand. PM might mean.
Okay.
If you want to get carried away, you might say Pennsylvania. But
Now this is a grenade blunderbuss. Right?
This is a grenade. This is a grenade blunderbuss. It has a reinforced barrel for shooting solid shot or a grenade, which was. You know what a grenade was.
Yeah.
See, this got the end of the thing.
Right.
Very rare with the tamper.
Sure.
But that's reinforced French fairly early, 1770.
All right.
Silver work around the silver wire.
Neat piece.
From Liège. Now, look at Liège. People say, well, Liège is Belgian. Some people say it's Low Countries Dutch. It's Flemish, technically.
Right.
But at this time, it was France.
Okay. How about this volley
It switched
gun?
back and forth between France and England.
All right.
This is a first model volley gun. The
First model volley gun. Okay.
Yeah. Henry Knock received a contract from the Ordnance in 1779 to produce 500 volley guns. He produced 500 of this early first pattern with the gooseneck cock. The first actual recorded usage of these is in the Siege of Gibraltar, the assault on Gibraltar in 1782. They may well have been used, though, in the American Revolution by the fleet off the Capes, the Battle of the Capes.
7 barrels.
7 barrels, 52 caliber, all went off at
52
once.
caliber.
Right. The difficulty was they were heavy on recoil, and the sailors didn't like them. The Royal Marines didn't like them. As a result, many of them were destroyed or thrown over the side. Nelson removed them from the fleet after the battle from use after the Battle of the Nile because in the hot, dry air off Abakir Bay, they set the rigging on fire.
Too much muzzle flash.
Too much muzzle flash. But they're very rare today. You don't ever see them.
All right.
Particularly scarce.
Cool.
The side plates, typically English. This is an early one.
Okay.
This dates to probably 1779, 80. It's a Revolutionary War era gun, and they certainly run the fleet is blockading Boston, Charleston, New York.
Cool.
Really rare gun. In 50 years of collecting guns and dealing in guns, I've never had one before that was a Marshall. Nock made a commercial version which were called goose rifles, and they were rifled, and they even had a more vicious kick. But they were for sporting use.
Goose rifle. All right.
Yeah, they all went off once. Swan guns or goose rifles.
Very interesting.
Swan guns, they were often called swan rifles.
Okay. We get
Swan rifles, goose rifles.
only one more piece we didn't do, which is the wheel lock over here, right?
Wheel lock. This is a late 18th century restock of a 17th century gun. It's museum clean, and it's a nice representative wheel lock, and it's dated and signed by the German maker on the barrel.
Okay, and that is
It's by Michael Stadt, and it's dated 1649.
okay, a nice proof mark on it.
Yeah, nice.
You said it's been museum clean, right?
Yeah, museum clean for this
Okay,
gun.
Stadt,
And it's
1640.
restocked about 1879.
Okay. A little look at
Okay.
that wheel lock. Thank you.
All right, John.
Appreciate
Anytime.
it. Wheel lock mechanism, very pretty.
How much is the knock gun? How much is the knock volley gun?
I'm asking 47,500.
The same gun that was on the album, right?
Yeah, that was in the picture of the album.
Yeah.
One like that,
Yeah.
not that one.
But not this one, yeah.
Copy of it. That's a real one.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Very interesting tour.
All right.
This is what they call like a pyrotechnic blunderbuss rather than a grenade thrower, right?
It was known as a volley gun. It was officially.
I mean, this one here is.
It's not pyrotechnic. That was for firing.
More guns, more guns, more guns.